Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man Bad Chad and Queen Jolene's on the camera. We are starting to get the front end looking real good. I do not want to move on to the running boards right this minute because I still have a lot of work I want to do up front here. I want to put some headlights on it. There was I don't know if you call that a message or a whatever, an email sent in showing that he wanted some pieces in here. It's an awesome idea, actually. I actually thought about it myself, but I did not know what to do before I get the headlights on there. I want to put the headlights on, then I know whether I can put a piece in there. And what the email was is a piece from here coming around and giving a nice shape and then coming down in like that. It'll just give that fender just a little bit more meat and a little better look. That's what it'll do for it. But I do have the headlights are kind of big. And the consensus of the whole matter was everybody liked the headlights down in between the fender and the grill, something like yay. So in order to get that piece in here that we're talking about, I really want to get the headlight in place to know whether what kind of shape I want there. That's what I want to do. So on this video here, we're gonna try to get the headlights mounted. Also, I would like to have the fenders connected together. So like I like to have this fender connected to that fender, and the reason being is it just gives it more strength. If you know, on any car, they generally have that bar going across that runs the headlights, and it's connected to the fender and connected to that fender, and I think I want to have that done. But where I have this angle arm back so far, it's pretty hard for me to run a rod straight across the grill when I got it back so far, so I'm going to end up using the brackets that we had from before that turned with the wheel. We're going to end up using that and trying to connect it that way. We're going to try to get a headlight put in there. It's looking real good. I did take some time and look at the truck, what it looked like before with no hood and just the grill on it. Two different trucks having the hood side, the hood, and the fenders, two different trucks. I think this is much more appealing, and the reason being is there's more of it. And what I mean more of it is more truck, with just having everything wide open like that. But everything is going real good. I'm gonna take the brackets that I have and I'm gonna cut them off and try to see what I can get rocking and rolling. I've got two of them here. You can see we put a gusset on the underneath of it so it would not rock and fall and go on. It was also tacked back here. What I'm thinking is I'm going to cut that off as flush as possible. I'm going to cut it off as flush as possible, and then I'm going to do a little bit of maneuvering to get these put on. I'm thinking about these being welded. Let's do it. Let's cut these off first and then go from there. Thanks everybody for coming back. We appreciate it. We're just building a truck from whatever we think we feel like we want to do, have it look like. That's what's going on right at the present moment. I'm just making it the way I think it should look. Yeah, it's looking good as far as I'm concerned. And you guessed it. Not as good as Jolene. You guessed it. Huh? My Queen Jolene. I made her coffee this morning, and I was glad to do it. We take turns, generally, and it's an easy thing in the morning to take turns, you know. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Remember that. It's a hard one. Get it cut off straight. Did not want to go through all that weld is what I did not want to do. Now I've got that in there. I'm going to end up straightening that out, and the reason being is it does not, you know, I got a bunch of going on there. You know, I can fill it full of weld. You're right on that one. But right now at the present moment I could just straighten that out some, and that would fit in there a lot nicer. Let's get the other one cut off. Me and Jolene had quite a night out yesterday. We went for a drive 3 hours away and went and looked at a motorcycle. Then we got home and then we went to a basketball game, which Acadia won again, and McDonald was on fire again. She shot a lot of three. Just amazing how far she can throw a ball and put it in the hole. We went and watched another basketball game, and then when we took off early because Jolene got his tickets for Elvis. It's Dunn, isn't it? His last name?
Fane Dunn.
Fane Dunn. He did he's an Elvis impersonator, I guess you call him. He probably actually feels like Elvis most of the time just because he's always doing that. But he's supposed to be the best impersonator in the world. And his wife was there. She sang, and she was a beautiful singer. It was a fun time to go watch the King. Also, he was funny. He was dang funny. He was funny. At first, I didn't get it, that he was, kind of cracking jokes and making fun, but in the end, he had me laughing. I was laughing all the way to the car, like he really did. It was a good time. We both had a great time. Didn't we, baby? Both had a great time. I'm going to just straighten these off a little bit. Just have them both the same. Now, it's upside down. Thinking I want to weld that in there like that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten off the two sides. So I got a point going there. As you can see, as Jolene shows with her fantastic camera work, that there's a gap going on there, and I want that to run straight in. I'm going to run both of them straight in, I guess. I'm going to cut them nice and straight. Reminds me of a ping pong paddle. Me and Jolene used to play a lot of ping pong, didn't we, sweetheart? I got pretty good after a while. I got pretty good at it. Jolene was the best at it, but I get okay at it. I did not mind her being better than me. All right, this is what I'm going to tack these in place, and the reason being is because I don't know. And it's going to be hard to get them both sort of in the same place, but I guess just tacking them on and going for it's the only thing I can do. It's the only thing I can do, really. These are the headlights that were on it before. Wash that goes underneath. So remember, I want to connect them So what I'm going to do, or I think I'm going to do, I like that down there. That gives us a chance to make that metal piece that the guy that emailed us. It's a great idea. I mean, it just makes more to the fender. I'm just going to take a marker. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take and look at the distance that I have from the grill shell to the headlight. I'm going to bring it up just a bit. I'm going to mark it. I'm going to tack this one on, and then I'll measure the distance up from there to there. Then I'll tack the other one on, and then we'll lay something across it and get them level, hopefully. See what happens. That's all we can do. So I just kind of held it in place where I thought I wanted it, and then I marked the bracket where I think I'm going to tack it on. And then I'll take a measuring tape and measure it up here, and I'll take a measuring tape and measure it up there, and we should have pretty well the same distance. Unless I read the tape wrong. But that still does not give me everything connected. I've got another plan for that. Got to turn the welder on. We can't go on together with suspicious minds. That's how I feel. I do the dance, but my shoulder's sore. I want that. I want that. Remember him doing that, baby, with the lights flashing? He did a good job, he did. He did a good job. Now, let's just tack that on. What I'm thinking is I'm going to get this. I know what's going to happen now. Jolene's mother, Jackie's going to call and she's going to say, "Get Chad to sing that song." Ha ha ha. Where's the level at? You see that little level at, sweetheart, somewhere? Little. On the welder. There. Man, you're good. She's not only good looking, she's smart as a whip. Elvis had Jolene smiling. And Elvis was. I'm just going to level that up, I guess, the best I can. I'm going to tack it where I can cut it off. Did not turn the gas on. Now. Nope, gotta go the other way. Just trying to level this bad boy up. And I'm gonna tack it again. Gotta be careful too, like I keep saying that. You should tack it where you can get it cut off again, and sometimes, gotta be careful that I've tacked some stuff before, and it was not in the right spot. We're looking pretty good there. I'm not sure. Not bad. Looks good. Now I'm going to take a measurement. I should have probably measured that before and marked it. Do together. Alrighty. Now I need my tape measure. That was nice to walk to that and get that instead of asking, "Where's my tape measure?" We are at 4 1/8. We are at 4 1/8. Yeah, he was funny. We had them both pretty well the same length. Let's cut this one off a little bit. still can. I'll do a die grinder though. Should have cleaned that edge up, I just should have. Weak. I'm gonna tack that bad boy. Thanks, Jolene. She's my queen, Jolene. Come down just a bit. Had my arm underneath that level. That wasn't what I wanted to do, but that was not what I wanted to do. Just a test, whether I can cut that off or not. Woo! Happy with that. Now, I'm just going to take a quick measurement. I do not know. I'm thinking that the floor is okay. We're at the same distance on the jack stands. I'm just going to take a quick measurement. See if we're at the same height. 22 3/8. We're at 22. A little bit higher. And it could be all in the cement as far as that goes. That could be. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try the headlights on. I'm not going to worry about the 3/8 for a minute. I'm going to try the headlights on and see what it looks like. And then that will tell me whether I enjoy it or not. 3/8 down there, I'm not really going to tell. I'm not going to tell. I could measure up from the frame. Let's try the headlights on. Did I put that nut down there, sweetheart? Is that nut down there? Good, thank you. Jolene's right on the money this morning. Yep, it's there. All right, let's put this on. Just don't want that to fall. That's hard up against that. It should be fine. It should be fine. Should be fine. Let's put the headlight on the other side. To me, that looks like, and I can adjust it while I'm putting the headlights on. That's what we're doing it for. That's what we're doing it for. Look at that. All right. Now, let's just take a look here. Yeah, I'm happy. Turn that one that way. I guess that in matter of turning the headlight is irrelevant to what we're doing. And I can see that headlight there, I'm thinking that headlight wants to back a little bit. The head, it's got there. Just looking at it. Just looking at it. Now, to me, if it's off any little tiny bit anywheres at all, it doesn't affect me much. But when you come this way, it doesn't look bad. The headlight it kind of looks the same. I'm thinking you'd want to point at the road. I think it is pretty good actually where it's at to be. This one here at the top. Now when I come over this side, it's leaned out a little bit, just like the other side. What do you think? You think it looks good? I gotta do this one more time. Then I go to that side. That side's on there. I'm gonna go to this side. I'm picking points of. Yeah, see, that might tighten down there. I think it looks pretty good, to be honest with you. Like, the headlight should be aiming down anyways towards the ground. It's going to be the exact same thing, I would think. Stop it. 23 1/4. Number 23. Yeah, quarter of an inch is that much. I don't think I'm really worried about it too much. This is what I'm going to do also. I'm going to do this. Take this. Let's just for shits and giggles, just kind of seeing where we're at. Come take a look. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And just, I take it down 3. This has got to come up just there's your 1/4 inch underneath that headlight. Basically, that's probably what I'm going to do is shim it, sweetheart. And there's what you want going across there. If I got anything going across the front, then I'm going to want to have it looking right, if you know what. That there. See, another thing too, I could bring it down just a little tiny bit, couldn't I? Or across the race, so you can see where the radiator's a little bit there. Let's do it again. I'll just bring it down just a little tiny bit. I don't think I'm going to worry about it. I don't think I'm going to worry about it. I can also shim it. I can just put like put a washer underneath of it or anything. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to shim it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the headlights off. I'm going to weld the brackets on, and then we're going to connect it with a rod going across. So like I said, I wanted to connect the rod. I wanted to connect the fenders together in the front. We are off a little tiny bit. Not really worried about it too much. The headlights look good. Anything going on there, I'll just shim them. And I'm not quite sure of the floor either, but it doesn't look bad. I can knock it off and just come down just a little tiny bit. What do you think? Or just go with it? It's up to me, she says, boys. It's up to me. That one there's tacked on good. So that one just has to come down. It's got one tack on. Just bring it down just a little tiny bit. Just take a second. Just take a second. Just bring it back. Even if we bring it down 1/8, it's just kind of, what the hey? What the hey? Well, you've seen it here. I'm going to put this on here again. Let's do it again. Just bringing it down a little tiny bit. We can't go. 22 1/8. We're pretty near dead. We're pretty near dead on. I'm good with that. We come down just a little bit. I'm good with that. Go back to level, are we? I'm good with that. So I'm gonna weld them on. I'm gonna take this back off. This back across. Just check it out. Just check it out. Just check it out. That's all we can do. Good enough. Looks good going across the radiator. Trying to see if I got the right decision going on here. Going for it. I do not know. Yeah, I'm the same distance going in the front. Just wondering if I'm making this right decision here. Tack it down here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tack it up a little bit better, get it all put together, and then see if I like it. There's no sense me really zonking it on there unless what? Unless I'm real happy. I'm going to put another tack on here. Just put a little bit more. Alrighty, we're going to go with that. I'm going to leave that like that. So I'm going to weld the headlights, or them brackets on there like that. That's going to hold the headlights. So now what I want to do, like I said, I want it to connect the fenders together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of round stock. I just could use some angle iron, go across, drill 2 holes in it, but I'm thinking round stock would look a little bit better. It's a beautiful day here in Nova Scotia. Beautiful day. Just as soon as me and Jolene are done here today, we're going to go for a ride. I'm excited to go for a ride. This is some water pipe that I received from over town. I was in getting some water supplies for the house, and he said we got a bunch of rusted up water pipe out there. They can't sell it when it gets rusty. He said if you cut it up you can have it. So I spent my time over there. I cut up all this water pipe and I've got it outside and I use it constantly, and I got free metal out of it. Jolene went to town, did a little bit of shopping. Well, I did the deal and worked out good. I got free round stock, and she got a chance to go shopping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of that, and I'm going to run it from, I'm going to weld a piece of round, some kind of, I don't know, washer on the back. I got pieces there I could use, but not like, I don't really like the looks of it, but I'm just going to run a piece of round stock underneath here and put a hole in it. So on the top would be the easiest part to do it. So if I cut it off at 30.5 and then add something to it, it'd be fine. 30.5 or 30. Just want to give a little room to weld something on the end of it so I can put a hole in it. .30.5, I think I'm going to cut it. 30 1/4. Drop it. I'm just thinking that the hole or the bolt that goes through that bracket there is going to be too big to drill a hole through this, or I would have just drilled a hole through this. I'm going to have to weld something flat on that on either end. And I can do it from the top. So that's what I got going on. I'm going to weld two ends on that so we can bolt that up from the bottom. What am I going to weld on the ends for that? Dun, 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 dun. I got these here. They're kind of close on one edge though. And it's plate, so I should probably just use this again. Guess it doesn't matter if it's close, it's not going to pull it through. Let's use it. Why not? Let's cut it off. That way there it lines up. Cut another piece off this side. Now I can't weld that. This has to lay flat, so it's going to have to lay flat. It's going to have to weld laid flat on that to weld that up because it's going to have to come up flush. If you know what I'm trying to tell you, I can't weld. I was thinking about sticking it in the middle of the round stock, but I can't do that because this piece won't go up tight to that piece. So this really has to lay flat. All right, just cut another one off. Just put that like that. Just put it so it fits. We'll get it in place and then we'll deal with it. That way there we know it works. Just looking at the distance there between there and there. That works. And that works. So I'm just going to clean the ends off and tack it to that. Alrighty. Got a ground, yeah, should work fine. I'm just going to line that up with that one on. Now we know that's going to bolt up because it's on the top. It fits on the top. Now what we want to do is Take it off. And we flip it over like that. We're going to weld the top of it. That one there, lift it up a little bit. That'll give a little pressure on. Weld this on the top. We can grind it off, but at least we have some weld on it. I'm going to just lay that, just bang that up just a bit. When I welded it, it kind of curled up on me. So I just wanted to. Not sure if the welder's set perfect right at the present moment. Yeah. Let's cut that off and make that look decent. Let's take our helmet off. Now, there's a nut that's got to go on there. So I got to have enough room for the nut. So when I put the nut on, I got to screw the nut on there. I got to leave enough room. As you can see, there's got to be enough room to squeeze that nut on there, because that's going underneath like so. I don't like that I just have. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to knock a little bit of this pipe down and weld it to it. So I'm just going to take and do this. Because the pipe is wide open there, not sure if I want it wide open. I'm hoping that I can hammer that together. I'm going to weld that shut and weld that on there. That's what I'm going to do. Put a little V on the other side, just to make it, I don't know, a little bit stronger maybe. this one up just yeah. Not bad. It's a little closer. Turn that on, and I'll just put a little weld on it, and then I can grind it up and make it look nice. But it finishes the end of it off instead of just, or I think it does. No, I know it does. Finishes it off. Lots of weld on it so I can grind it off then. Won't hurt nothing. Alright, now we got a little stronger piece, I'm thinking. And it's a lot hotter too, obviously. Let's grind that off. Just finishes it off a little nicer and grind it up a little bit. Didn't weld it up all the way, so I'm going to turn that on for a second. Stop it. I can grind it up a little cleaner in a second or two, probably. Alrighty, let's put some headlights on. I'm not saying that that's nice and cool or anything, but put some headlights on. And then we can make the piece for the front fender. More the reason I'm saying we can make that piece for the front fender. If the headlights do not aim nice and right like we want them to, Jolene's got the answer for that. It's called shims. So you shim it up to where you like it. So if something doesn't look right, make sure you know that you're able to shim it. Now, fenders are not connected together, but watch this. They will be. I can take these off, no need. I don't think there's any need. Nothing moved, fantastic. So now we have this. Had to make that thin because it had to go up over top of. So that, need you. How did that get to fit so easy? And the reason it fits so easy is because you obviously watched me do it. I made it so it fits. Everything that I generally do, I try to, like the hood, I could have made the hood off. Yes, I could have. But to make it fit, it was a lot easier for me to make it on the truck, if you understand that. If you're making something and you want it to fit, make it on what you're doing, and then you have no choice but have it fit. Now, once I have, I'm looking at you. That one there's, I remember that was the one I was beating on with the, tucked down a little bit. All right, so now we've got our, now we can say that we have, once I weld the brackets for the headlights on, now we can say that we have, the fenders are connected together. Once I weld the brackets on tight and this is bolted there, then it's sort of coming together. Okay, that's down a little bit there. To me, I want to come up a little bit. It looks a little bit shy on that side. I probably shouldn't have brought that down. I'm going to snip that off and bring that up. Or what's going on? Or the bar's not up tight. Oh, the bar's up tight. Just don't like it. That bar looks crooked to me. But that's fine for now. It's fine for now. Like I can adjust that. All I have to do is snip that there and pull that up a little bit. Get this up in the air a little bit, and then we'll put it back on. We got 2 tacks where the height is. We want the height. We just want to bring it up a little bit, so we'll snip that off, bring that up a little bit. And the only reason I'm saying that is because this is not looking nice and straight with this. I don't care if the measurement's off or not. I do not care. The reason I don't care is because I'm not keeping that just to make the measurement right. I want to make sure. It's just like almost building a crooked house. You got to go with what looks good. You can't, just because it's level, just because it's, you know, my house down there, it's not sitting perfectly level on the land. You would never put siding on, like when your house is kind of moved a little bit, and you've got your house is crooked a little bit, and you've got your windows kind of laid back because your house is kind of moved a little bit because it's back probably in the 1800s, 1900s rock wall. It has moved a bit, and your window's back a little bit. You would never take and put a level and put your siding all on level and make your windows look crooked. Never. You would make your siding go with your window so your house looks level. Like you would never know it was not level unless you made it look unlevel. So for me to leave that like that because the measurement's right on the money or whatever, it's not the way to do it. Make sure that you make sure you make everything look like it's level, and you would have to really, you'd have to get up to with the measuring tape to find out if it's not level. That's what I'm trying to say. So with this going like this, I'm going to make that go with that. So this has got to come up. Doesn't matter if it's off 3/8, 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, doesn't matter. An inch does not matter. We want to make it look right. I would not. So anyways, enough explaining that. Let's make a piece that goes in here because we know we have the room to do it. And to me, there's a couple little things I see. To me, there's a couple little things I see. If I can come back. Good, good. So we'll make these little things here. What I'm going to do is, this is how I'm going to do it. Marker. I'm going to make the pattern first and then make the round rod. So I've got I'm going to take the headlight off, I think. And the reason I want to take the headlight off is because measuring tape. So I will end up taking this bracket off here on this side and adjusting that to make it look exactly right. And the way to, ooh, we got a baby stepped on my tape. You hear me laughing? It don't matter, sweetheart. We're at 3, we'll say. Let's do this. It's easier for me to cut a piece. What am I doing? I'm kind of going backwards here a little bit, telling everybody to cut a piece of paper, and I won't even go get a piece of paper. Let's get a marker going here. I'm going to draw something here first. Just drawing it, and if I don't like it, I just draw another one. So what I did is I just looked down in here. I seen how far it was down. Then I seen how far the distance was. Then I just drew a straight line up on this, as for distance I thought, and then cut an angle. And that's how easy it was. Not saying I'm going to use it, but it's a start. It's a start. See how I'm going to put it in like that? Huh? So, my marker's here. Not going to do that, are we? We're going to bring it up to try to get that going down there straight. And I would say that's our pattern for our piece of metal. So what will happen, I'll obviously transfer this to a piece of metal. That'll go on there like that, on there like that. And then once we have that piece of metal done, then when we have this tacked on, then I can take a piece of round rod and the metal, shape of the metal will be right there, and then I can bend it and tack it to it as I go from there, and I can weld it on there. I think that'd be easier than putting the round, making the round rod and then half dozen one the other, I guess. But I'll just make the metal pattern first. I know what I can get, or I know what works. That works. I'll take any little woos out of it with a piece of sanding paper. So I'm just going to put. Have I got time? What's that? We're at 54. Alrighty. So this is basically. Maybe we'll save it for when we get back. What I got to do right now is I'm just going to knock off a spot weld, get that looking right going across there. Got to make myself happy there first. And then I'm going to do this. Maybe we'll do that when we get back, but we've got a pattern. So we know what we're going to do. We're going to take the pattern, apply it to a piece of metal, then we'll put some round stock in there, and we'll go from there. Thanks everybody very much for coming back. The consensus of the headlights were between the grill and the thing. We got it down nice and low, right and tight there. You know, also, but it does sort of look like it's good here, but when you get down, it seems it needs to come up a little bit. But we'll get it, that's for sure. Alrighty, thanks very much for coming back. Like, subscribe, comment. See you tomorrow. Fun day Sunday.